Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here with us. This is a day to celebrate not only the birthday of Patriarch Moy Yat, but also uh, the sixth anniversary of Moy Yat Institute. So my Sifu is in Bolivia. He's been able to join us for a short period of time. So I'll pass the word to him, and then to Grandmaster William Moy. Grandmaster Leo, my Sifu, you have the word.
Okay, thank you, Senior Master Paulo, President of Moy Yat Institute. Initially, I'd like to say hi to my Sihin, my Kung Fu brother, Grandmaster William Moy, the General Director of Moy Yat Institute. As the President said, I'm in Bolivia, together with my Sihin, Grandmaster Sanitang, who later gonna send a message to you about this moment, the celebration of the birthday of the Patriarch Moy Yat. Why this is so important? Because when we celebrate his birthday, we are uh, keeping his legacy in order to make all the newer generations uh, take advantage of his knowledge. Thanks to the technology, we have conditions to not just preserve, but also to safeguard all his vast knowledge and what he produced during his life uh, from since he joined the Kung Fu family in 1957 until his passing in 2001. So today, the Patriarch Moy Yat will be 87 years old, and but even he lent us many years ago. His memory is pretty alive today. So this moment is proof how important and how he's alive is. So I don't know, Paulo, if you have any questions or what are you planning to do, but I'm available wherever you think you would be more useful for this moment.
I have one question for you that came during the announcements we made this week, Sifu, and also later I'll pose these questions for Grandmaster William as well. So, uh, how was the conversation? Sipak William, Grandmaster William can also join the discussion. How was the conversation when the institute was first proposed or discussed between the two of you? So that's the first question.
Well, I just came from China, and we see the effort to promote Wing Chun through institutional way. But we know all this effort need a very strong cultural support. So, and we know how much our seafood work for it. So soon I came back from China. I went to New York to talk to my Sihin William Moy, who by the time was representing the Moy family, and I share with him his my impressions about what we should do in order to help the newer generations to understand the deep knowledge behind the Wing Chun system. So that's why he came up with the idea. We actually, this was a very old idea, which our Sifu always wish first. He tried to establish a museum, but the most important is he also mentioned about the Moy Yat mansion, and about that or Moy Yat house. So then finally we came up with the idea about Moya Institute, and his foundation will be in his birthday. So that's why in 2019 we founded the institute with when the Grandmaster William Moy tried to be here, I mean there in Brazil, but something happened
No
and he
difficulty.
lost his flight. So yeah, so then he came next day. So officially the institute was founded in June 28th of 2019, but and actually was founded one day after because he's present in that moment. So I
Well,
don't know, William, if you want to.
let me say it's not my fault because I missed my flight, and who knows, 3 hours earlier to go to Newark Airport from Long Island would not be enough time. You know, it was a rough
Right.
beginning. Yes, I missed the flight, but glad to be with you afterwards. You know, that was something. That was something.
Mhm. Right.
And I also do remember, specifically, we were sitting in the car together. We were discussing. Actually, we always kind of
Right.
discuss about the present time. Whenever we see each other, we always talk about how's your school doing, how's the family doing. But we always talking about kung fu, and I think that was the right time to talk about more about Sifu and the family and the direction we wanted to keep the family going, right? Yes, and then I think also we remember talking about, we could have named it like a museum, but the idea was that a museum, something about the past. We something wanted
Mhm.
to be also for the future generation, not just thinking about the past. So the institute name was pretty good for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we as brothers, we always had it in our mind because Sifu Sifu kind of kept that, taught us, kept that to remember the past, remember the lineage, our ancestors, our vast knowledge that we have to try to pass on forward, And also, look, that was 6 years ago. And even now, we're still thinking about it that, we're not going to be here forever. So we established something that could, represent for future generations that they have a place to go to where they have the source, they have material, for Sifu's knowledge and keep the system going, keep the family going. That's the idea.
Very nice, very nice. Let me go back to Grandmaster Leo while he is still here because he must leave in a while. So, Sifu, why are personal belongings, personal items that belong to you, such as your own Jiu Pai, displayed in the institute? This is one question that came out to us as well.
Okay. So I think I mean like your CPAC P did in our last trip to New York, Paulo. He offer some materials to the institute. The seminars the Patriarch Moy Yat gave in Philadelphia, and a few more other things like the lecture. I mean, actually, it's not the lecture; was the conversation which we had with our seeing John Chang Moy 4 when he shared with us the production of the first book, the Wing Chun trilogy, and few more items. So I felt if I have the good example to all the other brothers to donate or lease, let display in the institute some of my personal items. As you know, right now I have no mokun, so I use the institute as a mokun, like many other masters doing now. And I would like to offer, because I was the first one, everything I had, And so the Jew pie was one of those items, which is what you call as a symbol of the qualified transmission, and how the Patriarch Moy Yat was so concerned about this kind of qualification. He was really fight for. We had a high quality of transmission, and he cares about this and advised us all the time in order to offer to the future generations, like my Sihin said, the best of what we have. So that's why I believe, because that Jupai belonged to the first generation Jupai. So it's the beginning of the new moment, which was in 1989. So that's why I think you, besides belong to me, he's a very strong symbol of the initiative of Patriarch Moy Yat to always concern about the qualified transmission.
Thank you, Grandmaster Leo, for this answer. I'd like to also complete that we receive several donations from everywhere. Even this week, we receive a donation from Sihin, Paulo Eduardo de Freitas, who donated to the institute a pot that was painted by Grandmaster by Patriarch Moy Yat. So everybody can help, and we have several projects that can increase the memory of the Patriarch and keep it alive much more than painting on the wall. That's one of the main ideas. So one more question to you, Grandmaster Leo, before we. I know you're in a hurry, but if the Wing Chun system is what fundamentally connects us to Patriarch Moy Yat, why are his artistic works, such as painting and calligraphy, also considered relevant to us practitioners? What are your considerations about that?
Well, I mean, although the Patriarch Moy Yat had some of seafoods in other art, but he considered himself basically like a self-taught artist. Not because he ignored the seafoods, but because he want to be humble and say he doesn't want to offend no seafood. I mean, except his Wing Chun seafood, which was the Patriarch Ip Man. And when he did that, because he want to show to all of us all the logic and the skill he used for the painting, for his calligraphy, and so on, came from Wing Chun system. And this is a kind of amazing, because when he found it together with the artist Kong Chinan, the Wokuchai, the studio of lovers, antique lovers, or in other words, and the people who love the ancient stuff, made Patriarch Moy Yat become a specialist to understand the classical logic, classical Chinese logic, which is present in all his arts, including, of course, the Wing Chun system. Because Wing Chun system, as we see in our genealogy course, which we start this Monday, is sponsored by the Moy Yat Institute, is important to know what is important for this understanding is how you can take more advantage of our practice, because the logic when the movements of Wing Chun were built is based on very old way of thinking. Sometimes in our present generation, for us is very difficult in times of AI to understand how the ancestors put so much energy to build up a system like Wing Chun. So the Patriarch Moy Yat, I believe, he understands so much things inside the system because he has this background by learning under not just under Patriarch Ipman, but under many different sifus, which he could learn. I mean, artists and professors, and he could learn a lot from them. No, and this is present in all his art, artwork. Doesn't matter if chop, stone cut, or calligraphy, or painting, all kind of painting, oil painting, traditional Chinese painting, or whatever. We can find the same logic. That's why when the institute invite me to conduct this course about genealogy, I'm very happy because this small text with 210 characters is so deep, have so many information, which will help a lot all of the Wing Chun students to take more advantage of his practice and why the system was set up in that way. So that's why, Paulo, I think is very important, not just appreciate the Wing Chun system, but any other kind of art produced by the Patriarch Moy Yat.
Thank you, Grandmaster Leo Sifu. And just complementing what I learned from my Sifu as well, is that Patriarch Moy Yat put the art in service of Wing Chun. And this genealogy study is a very good example of it. The whole Wing Chun Quinquit collection is a great example of that. So, advertising the course, if you haven't seen the first class, which is open for all, we'll have the second class the day after tomorrow. So stay tuned, and that's it. Grandmaster Leo, any final considerations before I know you're in a hurry, and then we go on with a short movie after your final considerations.
No, just I'm glad to see so many people be part of this celebration. I can see here many interesting questions. So I believe the Grandmaster William Moy answered all of them. And I would just like invite all people to join the Moya Institute, because I think that's the best way to honor our Sifu legacy, the leader of the Moya lineage, the Patriarch Moy Yat. Thank you, my Sihing Master William Moy, to produce all this, guide us in all this project, and I hope to see you soon. And also, I would like to say a few words about the President, Paulo Camiz, which is making a huge work in order to make all this Moya legacy alive for all of us. Thank you all, and I see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Leo.
Thank you very much, Sifu. Vini, pode trocar o vídeo, por favor. Let's watch a small video.